Welcome back to Garza Gaming Channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 picks for warriors that you might want to own if you don't have an Ultimate God Pack, or you might want to check out even if you do, right? Now, I put in some criteria to help me select these top 3, right? And that's ease of use, utility, survivability, and what they bring to a team. That's right, a team environment, right? As we all know, in Arena, there's a lot of CC, so survivability is huge. Now, before you get too far into this video, I just want to let everybody know we're only 20 subs away from our 5,000 subscriber goal, right? So if you like what you see in today's video, please hit that subscribe button and help us reach that 5,000 sub goal before 1 February, which marks our 3-year anniversary. And make sure that you watch this video completely to the end, right? Especially if you're a Reaper, because I actually incorporated footage from past videos. So who knows, you might even see a little cameo of you playing in our video, right? So hey man, my top 3 picks for a warrior to be owned in Arena if you don't have an Ultimate God Pack, or 3 warriors you might want to check out even if you do. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first warrior on my list is going to be Shiva. Now, I'm not a top tier Shiva player, but I've played against enough of them to know that he is a pain in the butt in Arena, man. Now, Shiva's passive is not all that, hyped up. It's not all that important, except for the simple fact that he gets 2-second cooldown on his non-alt abilities every time he changes state, right? But what makes Shiva such a pain in the butt is his number 1, man. His number 1 does a variety of different things, from damage to movement speed buzz to protections, what have you. But what makes this so aggravating and makes Shiva so lethal, especially in a good, well-grouped environment, is the fact that his number 1 has this suck in, or this pull in, of the enemy, man. This ability is just death to any mage or hunter that doesn't have an escape, man. I don't know how many times I've gotten sucked in by this ability just to get beat down with a bunch of damage, either by the rest of the combos from Shiva or by other enemies that were actually attacking in combination with a good Shiva tank. Now, Shiva's number 2 attack has a little bit more damage and debuffs. To tell you the truth, outside of his knockup, is just mediocre as well. And then his number 3 attack is really what makes Shiva even more lethal in the way of having an escape as a warrior, right? So you can actually be a good initiator with his 1, suck in the enemy, allowing your team to do focus damage, do his buffs, debuffs, what have you with his number 2. And if he starts getting targeted or takes in too much damage, you can actually use his number 3 as an escape. So yeah, his number 3 is definitely a very awesome addition to his kit. And then his number 4, man. What makes, in addition to all the various different buffs, debuffs, and that you get with the various steps of this ability, right? What makes this ability so freaking OP in Arena is the fact that as soon as you start channeling it, you are CC immune. So that means for the next 6 seconds, once you channel this, you are CC immune. This will work in 2 ways. 1, it can be used as an awesome initiator to go in on the enemy, right? But 2, it can be used as an escape. And, while you're channeling this, you can't be CC'd, allowing you to, no hindrance of movement when you're trying to escape. So this, just that CC immunity alone makes this all a very nasty addition to his kit. Now, a very well built tank Shiva is very lethal. Even a hybrid built Shiva is very lethal. Just the simple fact with his buffs, debuffs, his ability to set up attacks with his number 1, and his abilities to escape using his 3 or his ult. That's why I think Shiva is a very good choice for a warrior. Okay, so another word that I would strongly recommend owning is Horus, man. Now, Horus was a very pleasant surprise. I actually didn't play Horus for a good bit after he came out until I had to do a build video on him. And then once I was researching various different builds on him, I saw how awesome and slippery this warrior can really be. Now, Horse's passive allows him to gain protections and crowd control reduction abilities every time he's hit. In an arena, that is gold. Now, his number one is a small AoE type attack that provides a knockup of the enemy. Now, not only does it do damage, but there's a second stage to this ability. So once you knock up an enemy, you have a gust type damage that you can do afterwards that, if connected, actually slows the enemy by 25%. And if you hit the enemy that was knocked up, that enemy actually takes 1.5 bonus damage. Now, his number two is very unique in the fact that it's a small dash that can be used to initiate damage or as an escape, depending on the situation. And I can tell you right now, this number two, using his number two as initiator and then comboed right into his number one, just does hellacious damage there. It's just so freaking lethal with the multiple debuffs, knockups, CCs. It's just crazy, man. Now, his number two does a small dash, like I said, and if he connects with the enemy, actually stuns the enemy for 1.25 seconds. Now, this is also a two-step type attack. After the initial connection with his dash, he then has a cleave that he does, right? And if he connects with that cleave, he actually debuffs the enemy from protections, which makes it even more powerful to go into that number one right after this, right? So comboing this as a 2-1 type combo. Now, his number three is also unique in the fact that it's another rush or dash type ability. Now, you got to be careful with this one, though, because this is one of, unlike his number two, that can be used pretty much in any direction as a dash to get away. His number three has to be connected to an ally, whether it be a god ally or a minion ally, if you're going to use it as an escape. Now, the cool thing about his number three, it actually heals your allies and gives them a protection buff. So this is definitely one of those abilities. Not only you can use it as an escape, you can use it as a save for any team member that is really low on damage or is about to take some really heavy damage. Now, Horse's alt ability is a huge teleport, man. Now this takes a couple seconds to actually spin up, but what's unique about this ability is not only can you teleport to far distances on the screen, but you can actually take your allies with you. So once he initiates this alt ability, as long as the allies go into your shadow that's will be placed on the ground, as soon as it detonates, your allies who are standing in that shadow actually travel with you. And as soon as they land at whatever zone you pick to land in, as soon as you hit the ground, anybody around you or your allies get knocked up and away. So that is really awesome. And then any god that's around you or your allies when you land also gets a shield. So you can do initial damage on landing, plus you get a shield where you and your allies can go in straight into a team fight from there. Well buffed, and the enemy hurt already, because of your landing damage. So that is a very awesome ability if you can time it right and land in the right location. Now, another cool aspect of this ability is also it can be used as an escape. So if you're caught on the other side of the map and it's time for your team to retreat, you can actually initiate this and, try to get as far back to your fountain as possible, and allowing your team members to run and jump into your shadow, teleporting the whole group, almost like a military evac. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, a very well built Horus is almost unkillable in arena because of the various different aspects of his kit and his passive. Now, another warrior that works very well in arena is Achilles, man. Achilles' passive is very unique in the fact that you can actually build Achilles as a tankish type warrior or as an assassin type warrior, right? Depending on whether you want to wear his armor or not wear his armor when you're out running around an arena. Now, if you put on his armor, he gets a health and protections buff. If you go without his armor, he gets movement and physical power, a bonus buff. Now, his Achilles number 1 is a cone type ranged attack that you can actually hit multiple targets. And not only does it do damage to gods, but it can also stun them for up to 1 second. Now, Achilles number 2 is an actual buff that heals, gives them extra physical power, protections, and crowd control reduction, which is awesome in arena, right? Achilles number 3 is a dash type attack that is very unique in the way that if you actually connect with the first dash and do damage to an enemy, you actually can use it a second time before it goes on to cooldown. Now, what I think makes this ability so unique is the fact that if you actually use it to dash at an enemy and kill him with the initial damage that you do with them, you still have that second dash to either initiate a second enemy or use it as an escape to get out of the area of operation right there before you get targeted by the enemy, right? So yeah, just having this ability, one, you can use it as a dash or you can use it as an initiator and then as a dash as an escape. The combinations of utility for this combat dodge is just unlimited by your imagination, right? And then his fatal strike. This is what makes Achilles so lethal in arena, man. This is a ability to execute any god that has less than 30% health. But unlike a Thanatos where you only get that that initial assassinate, you can actually assassinate multiple gods that are below 30% health. So if you have 3 gods that are in the area that are less than 30% health, you can actually execute all 3 of them if you connect with this ability. You can actually use this ability up to 5 times. But you got to keep in mind though, every time that you use the ability, you're going to expose yourself to 5% more damage that you can take in. You get a 5% damage debuff every time you use this execute. But yeah, man, just having this ability alone just makes Achilles a beast in arena. So those are my selections on the top 3 warriors to own if you don't have an Ultimate God pack, or the top 3 warriors that I would suggest taking a look at even if you do, right? Now keep in mind, man, everybody has their own personal opinions based on their play experience, their play styles, and what have you, right? These are just my 3 personal opinions on 3 warriors that will work very well for anybody that's looking for ideas on what warrior to play next, right? So if you enjoyed today's video, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for a warrior, guardian, hunter, mage, or even assassin, right, video to help you make some selection of those, guess what? Go to our YouTube channel because we made a video just for you, right? And don't forget, every Tuesday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, we are hitting the arena on our new Twitch channel, right? Streaming and playing arena with our Reapers, our subscribers, and our followers every Tuesday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So come check us out, man. Come join the fun. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm Dark Garza, your OG on the GC. See you next time.